Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to Sweet Pea's Southern Home. My name is Christy, and we're outside in the garden today. We are going to plant all my pole beans and my bush beans today, so I thought I'd bring you along. We're going to do a little fast forward and let you see me planting some of these bush beans along this trellis here. I know it's hard to see. We have some trellising right here. But before I get started planting, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I'm going to come back at the end when we finish planting and give you a little garden update. I have some other things planted, and I hope that if you like this video, you'll subscribe and hit the like button for me, please. Before I get started, I'm going to show you in these rows right here, I still have the landscape fabric down, so I have to burn holes along this row that I'm putting the ground cover in. I mean the pole beans. But when I plant my bush beans, they're in the tilled part of the garden. We ended up investing this year in a tiller after we borrowed a friend's tractor to get the garden started, this new part of the garden started. It's just hard. It's really hard to keep borrowing equipment, and so we decided to invest in a tiller. But I left these 3 rows up because of the trellises. Behind me is a trellis for tomatoes, and then behind you is my cucumber trellis, which I'll show you when I do a little updated garden tour at the end of this. But I'm going to show you really quickly the amendments that I put in when I plant. I thought you might be interested in seeing those, so let me grab those real quick. Oh, moving a little slow today. I'm tired. So in each hole that I plant beans in, or any seed, I put some earthworm castings, some bone meal, and blood meal. It just helps everything get off to a good start, and so far it seems to be working for me. This is my first year using those amendments, but I've taken it on the advice of a lot more seasoned gardeners than me, and so far everything that's come up is looking really good. Okay, I'm finally done with planting today, and just not a lot to see, so I'll just go through this really quickly. Where all these sticks are, these are the pepper plants that I bought. I've already planted those, and I have some more growing for the end of the row. Yesterday I planted cucumbers. It's hard to see. I planted cucumbers for this trellis and some small honey nut squash and a couple of other things. And then all down this row, sorry about the angle, is zucchini, and it's all summer squash, yellow squash and zucchini. And then, like I said, this morning you saw me working on this fence line, and all of that is shelling peas and green beans, pole beans. All this is pole beans. And then I'll try to go a little slow for you. It's going to be hard with the shade. Last weekend we planted all of our tomatoes. So here are a few that didn't fit on the row. And then, let me try to walk over here. You can see that I've watered, so here are all my tomato plants, all the way down to the end. And then this row and up to right here are all my bush beans, and I have some herbs planted in between there. I have some borage, a few sunflowers, but 90% of it is all bush beans. And there's my tomatoes. And then I got one more thing planted today. These are my potato plants, and they are, I need to look back and see when I planted them, because I see that some of these over here, you can't see it, but in the plant, some of them are starting to die back, some turn yellow, so I think maybe they only have about a month left, and cross fingers we'll get some potatoes. But the other thing that I planted today was some watermelons. I have never had any success with watermelons, but along this row right here I planted a couple of different kinds, so we shall see. We're gonna give it a good try, and hopefully I'll get some. And show you one more thing real quick. This, I'm not sure what this is. It just popped up in this pot from last year. I'm guessing it's a zucchini, summer squash, something like that. I just don't know what kind. And then these are my peas, and I wondered if I was going to even get to see a pea or a pea flower before it got too hot here, but you can see I'm starting to get a few flowers. And even though it's pretty warm this week, next week's going to be rainy and cooler, so there is hope yet that before they start dying back I might actually get some peas, because the ones that were in this pot are not looking so good. But I have some right here in this pot, and they're doing okay. They're blooming too. They have a little white flower. I just realized that I had my hand over the end of my phone. I hope you could hear that. If not, you'll be listening to a voiceover and you won't even know that I said this. Oh my goodness, this is what happens when I'm tired. And then in there, in those 5-gallon buckets, are some cherry tomatoes that aren't really looking so hot, but that's okay. I think they'll take off. I just fertilized them today. And I am actually, trying to get it, there you go. I'm actually getting some dill growing. It's getting kind of shaded out, which is probably not a bad thing. But maybe I'll be able to have a little bit of dill it really doesn't grow well for us. And I still have it. There is a little bit of cilantro in there growing, but it's getting shaded out by whatever this giant thing is. So it's a mystery, but it's about to start blooming. If you can see, oops, right here. So we might be knowing sooner rather than later. So let me go get my water and sit down, and I'm gonna turn around and say one more thing before we end the video. Oh, okay. I'm so tired and feeling a little bit sunburned, so I'm gonna end this video here. I know that it was probably a little bit disjointed and kind of a mess, but when I have these big planting days, I need to get it done, and it's hard to, when I'm here by myself, it's hard to record. So hopefully you got a little bit of useful information, and the next garden update, I'm hoping we have a lot of stuff growing. My corn is really coming up good. I'll show that next time. And I hope that you all have a blessed day, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.